This is WFLD-TV Channel 32 Chicago, and it's 10 half a Newscene with Peter Wiggins. Good evening, everybody, on this Friday, February 8th, 1980. I'm Peter Wiggins, and here's what's happening on Newscene at 8:55. The one-time fiancé of one of the John Wayne Gacy's alleged victims left the hospital bed to testify against him on Friday, and another woman is forced on the stand to reveal that she's undergoing a sex change procedure. Mary Jo Pulse, 19, of Chicago, wearing a neck brace and obviously in pain from injuries she suffered in an automobile accident last Sunday, broke down when asked to identify a necklace she had given to her fiancé, William Kindred, 19. The necklace and Kindred's body were found at the Norwood Park Township home of Gacy, who is charged with murdering 33 young men and boys who have having sex with them. Lake Placid, New York, the President of the United States Olympic Committee Friday appealed to the International Olympic Committee to take the Olympic Games away from Moscow because the Soviet organizers had broken their contract. USOC President Robert J. Kane, appearing before 8 of the IOC's executive board members in closed session, said the Soviet invasion of Afghanistan made it impossible for the Games and ought to be conducted in a peace, one of the objectives of the Olympic movement. The military invasion of Afghanistan by the Soviet Union has, in our opinion, violated basic concepts, not only a world order and a peaceful accommodation between countries, but it is also an act of war in the Soviet Union against its neighbor that violates the fundamental principles of the International Olympic Committee and of the Olympic movement. Kane said in a statement to the executive board that the letter was distributed to the media. In Washington, President Carter proposed Friday that 8 million men and women who turn 19 and 20 this year be required to register for the military service. He said he calls it would be extended to 18-year-olds in the future. Carter's registered women at the request of President Carter would be the first time women would be included in registration in the United States. 11 of the nations already have registered women, including Russia. The president said that women would not be assigned to combat units of inducted, but said there will be no distinct possibility on the basis of ability and performance that would allow me to exclude women from the obligation to register. Under Carter's proposal, which will be submitted to the Congress, everyone born in 1960 and 1961 would register this year. Starting next January, these born in 1962 and those turned in 19 and 1981 or 1961 will register. Iran's Foreign Minister Sadek Wadawar said Friday that the Revolutionary Council will be prepared to take the use of the force and the necessary to make Muslim militants occupy the U.S. Embassy or obey its orders. Wadawar said mints were in the strongest yet used against the military to seize the United States Embassy in Northern Wharf. Although one of their spokesmen said Ayatollah Ruhollah Khomeini said back their position that their 50 American hostages would not be released until the Shah was returned. And another development, Chotran Radio reported that Friday that the leftist Greek Archbishop Hilario Capucci visited the hostages' 97th day at capacity and reported them to be in good condition. Capucci was the first outside observer to see the hostages since American clergymen visited during the Christmas time. After a 7-month investigation, a Better Government Association says that circumstantial evidence that an out-of-tonight's man was responsible for fires in the Chicago buildings that allowed him to collect uninvolved insurance policies. At least 25 buildings owned by Charles Roberts and his associates have been burned in the past 6 years, RGA found. Charging Mayor Jane Byrne with provoking a strike, angry leaders of the Chicago Firefighters Union called for the immediate resumption of contact talks with the aid of a meditator. The executive board of the union Friday rejected what has been termed by the city as the last offer and drew up a counter proposal to present to that city. John Connolly, who last year raised more than money for this presidential campaign than any other candidate, said Friday that he has to borrow $50,000 to $500,000 to help pay for a 1-hour TV commercial to be broadcast next Thursday. Although the campaign has borrowed about $500,000 of 17.5% interest from the Houston National Bank, Connolly denied his draft for the White House that happened. Money problems that raised about $10 million last year. Recreation centers may make the difference between buying and not buying a condiment, and although they are not heavily used by tenants at some complexes, many buyers want them to find out what it is. Why this week's expanded home sales section. In sports, the Chicago Bulls lose to the Phoenix Suns, 113-109. Chicagoland weather tomorrow, morning flurries, cloudy in the afternoon, high in the upper 20s. For tomorrow night, Park low in the teens. Right now in Heron, Midway, 25 degrees. And that's going to be for the Newscene 8:55 p.m. report time. Peter Wiggins, be a good evening. Then coming to next on Channel 32 will be The Merv Griffin Show. In Chicago, the choice is yours on Channel 32. WFLD TV Channel 32, Chicago.